in a small town down in Arkansas, where the river flows. There's a man with a passion that everybody knows. He's got a collection that'll make you stare. Vintage pocket knives laid with tender care.
Howdy, howdy, everybody. Welcome once again to HT's EDC, coming at you, hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe the last time from the easy chair here. Go tomorrow to for my follow-up on this this ankle surgery I had, and maybe I can get out of this boot, and he'll tell me to start, putting more pressure on it, and I can start transitioning back into a shoe, a regular shoe, instead of this stormtrooper boot, as Brother Dwayne calls it. He said that's my storm. If it was white, it would be one of those boots like the stormtroopers wear on Star Wars. And yeah, he's about right. But anyway, hopefully maybe that comes to an end tomorrow, and we can start at least getting back outside on the front porch, back porch, moving around a little. So there's that. Just got back from the dentist. Anybody that watched my video yesterday knew I was having a ferocious, ever more pain a while with one in my mouth, what I thought to be possibly a wisdom tooth needing to come out. Well, we have good news on that front. Just got back from the dentist, and actually I have 3 of my 4 wisdom teeth remaining. I had one pulled. I did have one pulled back in 2017, and it is actually lower where this would be right now, which is my bottom right molar, and that's the one that's gone. I have had that one pulled, so it's not, it wasn't a wisdom tooth. What we're hoping it is, again, I think I talked about it yesterday. I hate rehashing it, but they cut me when they put me under for my ankle surgery. This is the second time they've cut my mouth. Actually, the time before they busted a tooth too. That's a whole nother story for another day. It's pretty well ridiculous. But anyway, they cut me again inside my mouth with the tube that they put down my throat when they intubate me to put me to sleep. And it turned into a mouth ulcer. And we're hoping that's all it is. That cut turned into an ulcer, and it has just been throbbing. And that's, she gave me some of this nice rinsate here. It's called Magic Mud. Literally, the name of it is Magic Mud, and you gargle with this 4 times a day. Hold it for a minute in your mouth and spit it out. Yeah, nice and gross for everybody. But this, hopefully, Magic Mud will get rid of the ulcer and get rid of my problem. So she said there is a small chance that they have, that she wants to see me back in a month, and that they have actually deadened, that they have traumatized the tooth back there. The tooth that I do have, my back molar, she did some sensitivity tests to it today, and I don't know if I responded exactly like I should have, but she said that's, with all the Orajel I've got in my mouth, and the penicillin and all that she's got me on, that can skew that test. Anyway, she wants to see me back in a month and make sure that tooth hasn't died, that root hadn't died, because instead of an extraction, that would be a root canal. And if they jack my tooth up where they've killed that tooth, but I don't think so. We're going to speak it into the existence that old Magic Mud here is the trick. It'll get rid of that mouth ulcer, and that's all we got going on. So put a bow on that. We're calling that good news. It is definitely good news that I don't have to have a wisdom tooth pulled. So hallelujah. Okay. When I left there, So she wrote me the script for my magic mud, and they said it'd be like, 30, 45 minutes to fill that prescription. So, of course, what does a knife guy do? I'm already in town. I didn't want to come all the way back home and then go back out in an hour or so. So I said, what can I do to kill some time while they fill that prescription? We could hit a couple of pawn shops and an antique store. Come on. So anyway, I made 2 different stops waiting on my prescription. Went to the local one of our local pawn shops first, and they had a couple of things in there that caught my eye, and I actually got to the point of getting a price on one, but I think they were a little prouder. It was actually a drawing a blank here, Uncle Henry. An Uncle Henry Stockman. It was in great shape, really, really good shape. No box or paperwork or anything, but it was in good shape, had all the good snap and all USA made, but he was a little proud of it, more than I wanted to give. So we packed up there, and just down the road is an antique store. Shout out for everybody's Antiques here in El Dorado, Arkansas. This is actually my receipt for said item. So we went in there, and we found a couple of pocket knives again that, kind of, they were decent. They were good. Again, the prices were a little too inflated. I never even called the little sales girl to like take them out of the case, because they were nice pieces. They had a queen, like an old queen Barlow, Granddaddy Barlow in there. And then they had like an old service award someone had got from Union Pacific Railroad. It was a big old lockback. It was a big one, an HT knife, Gerber lockback, and that one looked really nice. I was really interested in that knife. That would be a nice addition, but they were just a little they were proud of them there too. So I was kind of bummed. I was disappointed, and I said, well, I know basically I've been to this place. I know where the knife cases are in this store, and I hit the 2 or 3 spots that usually has knives in this antique store. And I said, well, I'm just going to make a loop, just one of those count-a-cuz, just count-a-cuz loops on the way out, and just, kind of walk out the long way, if you will, instead of just heading straight to the door and just kind of look as you go, making my way, out of the store. Well, I hit this one little booth, and I came up with this. And you guys are going to say, HT, what in the bejesus do you got there? And this is definitely different. So for all you folks that say, man, all this channel does is show folding hunters, a folding hunter every day, a buck knife, a folding hunter. Well, that's just about true. But this one's for you. This is definitely going to be different. It's still a biggin. So it is an HT biggin. You guys did not get rid of that. But I promise you, you have never seen this or one like this on this channel before. So let's investigate. Wrapped it up. The guy at the counter wrapped it up in a nice little makeshift scabbard here, paper with newspaper. And we have still got the price tag string on it. Hadn't got that off yet. We have a vintage Keenkutter, St. Louis. We talked about them yesterday. Shapley Hardware out of St. Louis. This was E.C. Simmons Hardware out of St. Louis. Originally came with the Keenkutter line of tools. This is an old Keenkutter USA carbon steel. Look at all those teeners and pepper marks on this. Check that out. Look at that. Old carbon steel full stag. Come on. Check that out. There is the, if we can get that to come through, there is the old Keenkutter logo coming out the back of this stag. Carving knife. HT is showing y'all a carving knife. Didn't think you'd see that on here, did you? But I seen this thing, and like I said, this is the one. I was headed to the door, and I just took the long way to get there, peeking my head in just a few, you know, little booths there. I basically done gave up on any knives, pocket knives. Well, and I didn't find a pocket knife, but I found this, and I color me crazy, but I think this is cooler than creek water. I have yet to, obviously, you just seen it come out of the old newspaper. We have not cleaned this up any. We haven't washed this, sanitized this. It's still got the price string tag. I just pulled the tag off, which I'll show you the price that I paid for this in a minute. That's not a secret. But I had to have it. I thought it was just, I think it's too cool. Look at that logo. Look at that. That is just so cool. And thin. Shoot, you could probably use this as a fillet knife. I'm calling it a carving knife. You guys tell me. I think this is a slicing knife. That's where I would use it. Like to cut up a nice, if you want to cut like a real thin roast or something, a pork loin, and you want to cut that joker thin, ooh-wee. This carbon steel, when you put an edge on it, this thing will take a redonkulous edge. Look at this blade stock. Look how thin that is. I don't know if that'll come through on camera, but even up here at its thickest point, it's not that thick. And about right here where it makes that little, the point toward the hilt of this knife, it just gets stupid thin. You see that? Again, not real thick, but it's thick, and it gets right to this point. And now check that out. That is like banjo. You could play a banjo with that. Ding, dong, dong. Thin. Matter of fact, you can hear that. You guys hear that? Stupid thin. But check out this stag. Knotty. Look at that. Pretty sure this is white-tailed deer stag antler. Had to have it. What I give for this? You guys can color me crazy. You can say that's a good deal. Tell me in the comments if you think I did good. Tell me if you think I'm flip my lid. Hey, it's okay with me. Right here. 15 clams. I gave $15 for it. $16.46 with our good old El Dorado, Arkansas town tax. $1.50 almost a freaking tax. But I digress. 15 bucks for this piece of, I call it cutlery history. American cutlery history. I love it. I love it. I may show this to y'all again real quick in another video. See if I can, after I've cleaned this up, put an edge on it. But I tell you, I can tell you now, it's got a little bit of an edge. It's trying to cut I think it's basically geometry. I don't think it's per se sharp right now. But it's so thin behind the edge that it'll still cut. You could go cut up a pork loin with this right now. I wouldn't till I definitely desanitize this and clean it up a little. But this thing is going to cut for days. So anyway, hey, for all you people that say, as Abby is at my feet right now and at the base of this camera, about to knock it over. For all you folks that say I never show anything, it's so predictable on this channel. Well, not today. That is definitely, and how long is that? That is definitely different today. About have to get my tape measure, but I'm going to tell you 10 inch, 12 inches, 10, 12 inch long blade on that. I love it. I think it is cooler than the other side of the pillow, folks. Let me know. Hit me up in these comments. We're going to get on out of here, not make this a long one. But tell me what you think about my $15 pawn shop find. And yeah, we're going to get out. We love you. Thank you guys for the ones that prayed for my mouth situation. That is, I'm taking that as an answer of prayer. It was not at this point something bad where I have to have a wisdom tooth extracted. Hopefully 7 days, a week or so of this totally disgusting magic mud. I've been on this stuff before. It's not pleasant to have to rinse with, but it's a means to an end. So it's not a wisdom tooth extraction. So I am not complaining. So for you folks that threw up a prayer for me, thank you. Love you guys. We're going to get out of here. Tell me what you think about my totally ridiculous antique store find. Tell me if you love it. Tell me if you hate it. Let's chop it up. We'll see you on the next one. This is HT. I am out.
Buck knives gleaming under that old porch light. He'll tell their stories deep into the night. Reviews and torture tests, it's a sight to see. HT's EDC.